Well, hello. I am going to get my teeth bonded today, and I figured I would share that whole process with you guys because I was curious on how it worked, and so I did a lot of research myself. But I figured I can just show you my experience, so that way if you are curious about what it's like to get your teeth bonded, you'll have this video. So hopefully this is helpful. Basically what bonding is, and I might have to ask my doctor a more official way, but how I would explain it is adding a very thin layer of, I think they call it composite, but like a very thin layer of, let's call it composite, to the front of your teeth, but it's less invasive in terms of you're not having to shave down all your teeth. This is literally just a thin layer on top of your natural tooth. I have been told it's reversible as well, so if for whatever reason one day I don't want them anymore, I think you can just take them off and have your regular teeth. The goal is to enhance the beauty of your natural teeth, so that was kind of the direction that I was going. To show you guys back further away, you can't really see any imperfections, but if you get closer, you'll notice that my teeth, it's hard to talk and show at the same time. You'll notice that my teeth are slightly miscolored, but not like the whole tooth, it's like parts of the tooth. But I've been a little self-conscious about them just in general because the discoloration when you get closer up. I also have this gap. And again, it's something you wouldn't really notice unless you were talking closely with me, but it's been pretty noticeable to the point that multiple people have pointed out, they were like, oh, I think you have something in your teeth. And I'm like, no, that's just my gap. So basically what she's going to do, like I said, it's hard to show you guys and talk at the same time, but basically what she's going to do is cover the outside with, like I said, that thin composite material or whatever it's called, to even out the color of the teeth. So it's all going to be one color, which will make the smile, of course, look better. She will fill in some of the gaps that I have and like build it up where it needs to be. Yeah, we're gonna do this together. Casual outfit today. I'm gonna be there for a few hours while she does this, I guess you call it a procedure. I'll just be laying there, probably listening to a podcast or something, so kind of like pajama-esque outfit today. What do you guys think? I've been so excited to share these with you guys. It's been a few weeks now since I've had them done, but I was waiting for my doctor to help me answer some of your questions that you guys asked me over on Instagram prior to filming this video. So I'll put a good before and after picture here. But in these before and afters, you'll see before there's a lot of discoloration in my teeth and lots of gaps that made me feel a little uncomfortable. So it's just small things like that that I thought would make me feel more confident. Everything looks very natural, but everything's filled in. It's all one color. The one thing that I didn't necessarily mention at the beginning, and I guess I didn't really understand at the beginning of this whole process as well, is that these are composite veneers. Bonding and composite veneers, how do I explain this? Bonding doesn't necessarily have to be a full veneer. So a veneer is something that covers your full tooth, whereas bonding you can actually use to correct maybe a portion of the tooth, like maybe you have a chip in part of your tooth and so you want to fill that in with something to make that tooth look back to normal. In bonding you do use the same composite material. So what I did on my teeth is I used the composite material over the entire tooth to create a veneer out of the composite. So let me read to you how my doctor said it, because I feel like it's always way more official hearing it from her words versus mine. Composite veneer is a thin layer of tooth-colored resin material that is applied directly to the front surface of a tooth to improve its appearance, similar to porcelain veneers, but this is made of a composite resin instead of ceramic. It's minimally invasive, so there's little to no enamel that is removed. So what that means is there's no shaving or grinding down your teeth for this type of veneer. Same day results, cost effective, so they're generally less expensive than porcelain veneers, and they are repairable. So if chipped or damaged, they can be repaired easily. Regarding the limitations, she said staining, you're more prone to staining than porcelain veneers because it is more of a porous material. And then durability. So it really depends on how you take care of your teeth, but these composite veneers usually last between 4 and 8 years. What I do have to mention though is this really goes with any type of veneer that you get, but hiring the right dentist to do the work and making sure it's done properly is, in my opinion, one of the most important steps to this whole process. When veneers are done or not placed properly, they can actually affect your oral health and the health of your gums. So you do have to find somebody who is very detailed and is trained very well in this type of work. I will say Dr. Shiroki at Rivermont Dental was the best person to work with, in my opinion, when it comes to that kind of process or procedure, because she is so detailed, you guys. She has a really good eye for this. She's an eye for design, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, just even to show you guys my teeth, one of the details that she made regarding my teeth, and like a comment that she made that I was like, okay, I'm so glad I'm in her hands and maybe not somebody else who doesn't know what they're doing, but just making like a small change in length between the front 2 teeth and then the next 2 teeth, having these ones slightly longer, she mentioned is a more feminine look to have these ones just slightly shorter than this. And just even like understanding that aspect of how your teeth can change, like the femininity, the masculinity, her knowing those details, I think was so important, because that's not something that I'm trained in, but I needed somebody in terms of teeth to be like, okay, this is what you're looking for, I can help achieve that, let me do it for you, because I also know how to do it and make it look really beautiful. Okay, now I'm going into the questions that you guys submitted me for Instagram. First question was, is it safe? The process is completely safe as long as it's done properly. And this is kind of what I mentioned earlier. Hiring the right professional to do your teeth, in my opinion, is the most important step to this entire process. There are many different products out there, and some of these products are cheaper and not recommended for use on composite veneers, while some are higher quality, it's safer and friendlier against the gums and teeth. Okay, so what is the process? If you're wanting to get this done yourself, what are you gonna go through? Well, you kind of saw my video in what I went through, but essentially first step is a consultation and smile evaluation. Once you get your consultation, then Dr. Shiroki will then show you a mock-up of what the teeth or the outcome will look like. The next step after that is you start the whitening process. So if you would like your teeth to be a little bit wider than they are currently, they do recommend whitening your base teeth first. This does help your veneers blend more seamlessly into your other teeth that you'll see when you smile. After your whitening session are done, then you go in and actually get the composite put on your teeth. Like I said, this is a same day treatment, so you will go into the office and chairside, they will actually clean your teeth, they will put the material on, and they will shape them right then and there, which is different than porcelain veneers, where I think they send that off to a lab if I'm not mistaken, and then you have to come in and get them put on. The last step of this whole process is protection, which I actually have not done yet. I need to get that scheduled. A night guard is something that I've been needing to get done regardless of having these teeth anyway. I'm gonna go get a night guard would be the next step to protect your teeth. It's especially important for veneers so that you can prevent cracking, chipping, anything like that. Another question that comes up quite often is, how much does it cost? It's so hard to say, like I hate saying this answer because like obviously you want to know a price. How much does it cost really does depend on what your teeth, like the state of them currently and what you're looking for. Let me see if I can at least tell you what I what I did get 10 teeth done, and the two options that were presented to me, of course, were the porcelain veneers, which do last longer. And for the porcelain veneers, the value of the option for 10 porcelain veneers was $22,000. For the composite veneers, the total $9,500 for 10. It's about $1,000 a tooth. But again, she was doing a full-blown makeover on my tooth, so if you don't need that much, you may not need such an intensive like workup. I would recommend getting a consultation with Dr. Shiroki if you are even slightly interested, because like I said, she is very flexible, has different options. It's not just one or the others. In general, you guys, I have been so happy with my smile. People have noticeably asked if something's different about me, but they don't know what it is, which I think is a good indicator that they look natural and not something like in your face. These are exactly what I could have asked for, probably, and then some. Anyway, she is a true artist, so if you are in the Atlanta area, I would definitely recommend at least going to see her. She is a full dentist, so it's not just cosmetic dentistry that she does. She does all of my cleanings. As you guys saw in the video, her office is beautiful. Her staff is so fun and nice. Yeah, I can't really say enough good things about them. If you have any more questions about the veneer process, you can leave them in my comments below, or you can just call their office. Like I said, get a consultation and they can walk you through all the steps that I outlined in this video. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thought it was helpful. If you have any questions, like I mentioned, just put them down below and I'd be happy to answer from my perspective on it, or refer you to our doctor. Hopefully these teeth will give me the motivation to film way more YouTube videos that I have pending. If you liked this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and I'm sure I'll talk to you guys on my next video.